To the media afterwards, you could obviously feel for him, but I think Aaron Rodgers said it best. That play didn't lose the game, but it definitely took away our chance to win it because you want to put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hand at the end, give that Packer team a chance to win it. Cece, what was your reaction to the Packers' loss to this Rams team?
Well, first, as far as Ty Montgomery, I don't feel for him because he's got a job to do. And you have to play the game out in real time. If you're following this game, you know that Green Bay has outplayed the Rams. Now, he's no great kickoff returner. Like this is, and you have to know the kicker. Zuerlein is a kicker. He kicks the ball high. He's got a powerful leg. Like this ball's not coming out. They got an undersized special teams. They cover the ball. They got 3 guys inside the 20. Forget about the fumble. So just knowing time, possession, knowing what the game is, knowing who you're going against. He's no great returner trying to say that, oh, he wanted to make a play. This is not the time for him to make that play.
To your point, Steve, this is a very bad play if he doesn't fumble. Because it takes away the 2-minute warning from you. You are praying the other team kicks it into the end zone. The Rams there want to kick it short to force you to do this.
They should sky kick it to take one play away from you. And like in this situation right here, you have to know if it's in the end zone, I'm going to stay in there. So he makes a bad decision, and it's just hard to overcome in team sports. In the last 2 or 3 minutes, when you make one decision, that's the decision. Did he win or lose the game? No, but it was one of the most monumental decisions, and you have to be able to support Aaron Rodgers. You have to know what was going on in the game. Everyone knew the Packers were going to come back. I don't know what forced him to think that he had to get involved in the storyline.
I feel like the Packers, once Greg Zuerlein makes that field goal, I feel like the Packers are favorites, even though they're down 2. Like, if you tell me they're getting the ball, 2:05 left in a timeout, down 2, I pick a side. Who do you think is going to win? Oh, Aaron, he doesn't even need a touchdown. He just needs, and so they were the favorites in that spot.
And knowing your kicker.
Right, and knowing your kicker, Mason Crosby, who aside from that one meltdown game a few weeks ago, has been excellent throughout his entire career. Now, Mike Silver wrote a really interesting article late last night that I actually was reading during the break here that has some insight into what maybe was going on with Ty Montgomery. Because Ty Montgomery had a terrible sequence of plays. The last time Aaron Rodgers touched the ball, when they still had a lead, he misses a chip block on Aaron Donald on a 3rd and 6 that leads to a sack that then allowed the Rams to go down and take the lead. Prior to that, he was taken out of the game. And according to Mike Silver's article, was throwing a bit of a tantrum on the sideline because he was upset he was taken out of the game. They put him back in on the 3rd and 6. He misses the block. And then he has this opportunity to just do the smart thing and take a knee and doesn't do it. But this is something, the Rams' 2 biggest plays yesterday, and this is what makes you a great team. Their offense was not outstanding yesterday. Their defense was good in moments, but not great. And you said last week, see, it's no longer offense, defense, special teams, a third. The game has changed too much.
Yes.
I would argue it's almost like 55% offense, 35% defense, and 10% special teams these days. And that adds up to 100, I promise. The biggest play on special teams, the biggest play in the game prior to this one was also a special teams play. When the Packers had dominated the first half, they had forced a punt from the Rams, up 10-0, 3 minutes left. Sam Shields, who, by the way, he got a concussion with the Packers in 2016, missed the rest of that season, missed 2017 season, now with the Rams, downs it at the inch line. That leads to a safety, which then leads to the Rams getting the ball back. Instead of being 13-0 at the half, maybe 17-0 at the half, at least 10-0 at the half. It's 10-8 at the half. So this punt, the perfect punt, the great punt coverage, changed the flow of the game entirely. And then at the end of the second half, a special teams gaffe with just about 2 minutes left again changed the game irrevocably. Like 2 enormous special teams plays to keep the Rams undefeated. That's how you have a special season. When your offense isn't great, when your defense isn't great, and your special teams comes through for you.
Look, the Rams had their hands full on Sunday with the Packers. Did they prove anything to you with the fact that this wasn't an easy win, but they ended up winning?
Well, I thought the Packers looked very good. I thought there's a lot of positive things they can take from it. Time of possession, they got dominated on, but you can see if they could have gotten more rush attempts, you could see they were rushing the ball with Aaron Jones. They finally gave him, you could start to see kind of some of the promise that they need to be able to give them some balance. So I would say moving forward, there are some things that the Packers can take of. There are moral victories, and I like the way they played. If the Rams are the best team that we have in the NFL, the Packers have to like the way they fared against them, and because of the Rams. And they're in Los Angeles. There's a lot of stuff going on in Los Angeles this weekend. But the Packers basically had home field advantage in the L.A. Coliseum. Now, to me, that was very, very strange. So as you move forward, right now the Packers aren't in the playoffs. But if they were to go to your stadium, the Packers travel so well. Like, that's what I take from it. Like, if we go on the road, if they had to come back to L.A., I don't think the Rams would want to see the Packers again.
Listen, the Packers can beat anybody. It's why I thought it was so ridiculous they were 9.5-point underdogs. But this isn't LeBron missing those 2 free throws against the Spurs, and it's like, all right, we can take a lot of good things from it. You can overcome this loss. You only got 16 games. Next week, they're at New England. 2 weeks later, they're at Minnesota. The week after that, they're at Seattle. The Packers, they already had a tie early in the year against Minnesota that should have been a win. Like, there's only so many opportunities in a 16-game season.
Yeah, I do believe their ability to run the football and having a couple of young receivers emerge, those things will have tremendous carryover for the Packers. If they can duplicate that style, all right, they're going to be a playoff team right now outside the playoffs.
And, Jenna, to your point on the Rams, the Rams yesterday, their quarterback was not one of their most important players. Like, Gurley was amazing. Aaron Donald had another 2 sacks. Their coach made adjustments in the second half. If you can have a quarterback playing at a fringe MVP level, and he doesn't have to be the star of the show for you every week.
He did make some big throws, though. He did make big throws when they had to move the ball. I think they were 18 of 18 on third down.
8 of 18 on
8 of 18 on third down. So for me, that right there, that was some of the best football he played on third down.
LA Rams remain undefeated at